right now, without further ado, another foray, a deep exploratory foray into music journalism at the hands of one of the great minds of our time. What's up, hippity hop hop? What's going on?
We are in London today.
Yeah, we are in London every day.
I'm in London every day, and I invited my friends Tom and Travis over to play some shows over here.
And aren't we thrilled about that fact?
Yes.
Finally making good on that promise and making everyone wait a damn long time, I might add, as well.
Keep them wanting more. We were going to put it off for another 6 months, but we're like, nah, I think that's a bad idea.
They push people over the edge, I think, at this stage. I can imagine from the minute that you walked on stage for the first show, which, what was that, in Birmingham?
Yeah. Birmingham.
And how was that?
Awesome. Super fun. Good way to start the tour. And then we went into 2 shows here in London, which were amazing. Continuing tomorrow, we started in Dublin.
So what about the touring in terms of the lead up to the UK shows? I mean, how much of time had you had in between the last run that you'd done before you came out here in the UK again? Had it been a little bit of time?
Yeah, it had been since December.
Okay, right.
December was when we last toured in the States.
So I have the all-important question now for you. Let's address the elephant in the room right now. Did you rehearse at all before these UK shows?
We did.
What?
We do now. You guys don't understand. We actually rehearse now.
What?
Rehearsal used to be the first 2 weeks of tour.
That's right. That's what we used to.
Yeah, and then
oh my god.
And then now, you know, we actually rehearsed for several weeks before coming out on the road now.
That is ridiculous. What do you think about that, kids?
Oh, they're always so nice to me.
I'm sorry. I had to reach for the cart wall. And just tell me about that first rehearsal you guys did, because I'd imagine you must have looked at each other and be like, well, this is odd.
This is weird, right? We're not playing in front of people. We're actually trying to be good at our instruments and sing well.
Yeah.
It's good. It's actually really good. And I think that the set that we're touring with on this tour is really good. It has stuff from the new album, has stuff from really old albums. It's like a good cross-section of everything that we've ever done.
You did it. You made it. You're that band with that problem. You have to go through all your back catalog and work out what you're going to play. It's a good day. It's like, oh, well, it's 5 albums, 6 albums, however many. It's good.
Yeah. It's like we sit there and we talk. We're like, well, what about this single? What about this single? What about...
so many singles.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem when you're...
When you're awesome.
When you're as cocky as we are, we think every song is great. So, you know.
Mark Hoppus is the Monday night feature with us tonight. Blink-182 continue on their tour, and they're off to Dublin in a minute. But right now, we're going to play a track, come back, and continue talking. So there you go, the new album, Neighborhoods. How did you feel about that now with a little bit of time? Because, you know, I know you put a lot of time and effort into it, and it's a cracking record, and the stakes were high. I mean, how do you feel now that it's been out for a bit and everything else?
I feel really great about the album, especially we're playing shows now, and there's people that have been there since day one that are in like their 30s now. There's people that are bringing their younger brothers and sisters, there's people bringing their kids, and there's people that are in their teens that are going to like their first show. So it makes me feel great that we have the people, the core that have been there since the start, but also new people coming in as well.
Was it always the plan to be at this point, however many albums down the line, and, you know, over 10 years of making music and in the band and all this kind of stuff? I mean, you know, does it surprise you how much, you know, you stayed together and made it happen in the end, even through the break?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing with Blink is that we never have a plan. We don't know what's happening after this tour. We know that we're going to continue to do stuff. We don't know what that is exactly. The thing with Blink is that as long as we're having fun, we're going to keep doing this. Yeah. And every time we get in a room and get together, we have a good time. And so it's just taken us to really good places.
Well, that's what's keeping it together, isn't it? I mean, that's from what we spoke about, and we're not going to tread over old ground because you're back, and that's good. But I mean, it was the fact that, you know, it had become sort of more like work and routine that had kind of made it not what it was in the first place.
Yeah, the odd thing about Blink is that when we're at our best is when we are adversarial, when we are pushed up against a wall, and when we are not happy in general.
Good times.
It's when we do our best work.
Good times.
The strange thing is when we try and plan things out and like really think ahead and structure things. Okay, what's going to make the most sense? And then we do this. That's when our band tends to fall apart. But when we're like, all right, cool, let's whatever on whatever it was, Saturday night in London, the night before, we were like, what if on Saturday night? What if tomorrow night we went out into the middle of the venue and we played a song as an encore, like at the soundboard?
But wait, you didn't actually have like a stage or anything set up at this point? You just had this idea like on the night before the show?
Yeah. And so, which is easy for us. We're like,
who's your manager?
Oh,
not anymore.
Yeah. That's the thing, is we get to go like, hey, we want to play songs at the soundboard at front of house tomorrow night. We're just like, okay, cool, we'll do it. And meanwhile, our production crew has to go, okay, we got to figure out the lights for this. We got to figure out wireless microphones, the monitors are out there and everything else. So we kind of ruin everyone's nights. And then it's awesome.
And was it good? Did you feel like Coldplay?
We totally felt like Coldplay until Tom knew that he was going to have some issues remembering the lyrics.
Yeah. Well, that's just general, though, isn't it?
Yes.
As long as I've known him.
So he asked his tech to please print out the lyrics in case...
oh, no. Michael Stipe alert. Michael Stipe alert. Come on.
Just as reference. I mean, he knew we had gone through it before and he had sung it fine, but he's like, I just want to make sure that I have the lyrics there in case I need to, like, get started on that verse. So his tech printed them all out, taped them down in front of him, but taped them upside down. So Tom going into the third verse is like, I can't remember the first words to the thing, and I can tell him that he's looking at this piece of paper and it's printed upside down, so the third verse fell apart. So
I don't know the words to Africa Child. I don't know the words to African Child.
Yeah, we didn't necessarily feel like Coldplay.
Oh, well, never mind.
But it was cool, nonetheless.
There you go, another classic, and there's so many from the catalogue that people would want to hear during this interview. And you know, which are the sort of bigger tunes you still get an absolute thrill out of performing, you know, on these arena shows, Mark?
Of the old stuff?
Yeah.
Kind of all the stuff that we're playing right now I really love for different reasons. It'd be hard to go back and pick just one.
I suppose in a way that's the great thing about taking these extended breaks in between tours is it feels fresh every time you go back out.
Yeah, definitely. Especially since the break, even the songs that are just boring to play in their simplicity are still so much fun to play because of the reaction of people. And then now I remember like why we wrote them, where we were when we wrote them. You know, the song that I wrote, like, damn it, 95 that I actually wrote that song or something like that. So a long time ago, most of you probably weren't born. Sorry about that. I still remember where I was and what it meant, and it's awesome to play. Yeah.
I was having this conversation with somebody the other day at a festival actually about Enema of the State, and I was saying how the funny thing through the videos and through the perception of the band at that time was that it was kind of this young approach to this puerile kind of songs and lyrics and everything else, but that record is actually one of the deepest, most brilliant modern rock records of our time. Like,
really?
Oh my God, dude, anyone who loves that record will stand up and just be like, I listen to that record top to bottom for like non-stop. Like,
that's cool. I love that. And I love that record has kind of taken on that importance and that life with people, because at the time, you know, Blink was really, aside from the radio success and the pop music success that was, you know, obviously cyclical and transient sometimes and things like that, the fact that Enema of the State has taken on that kind of life is so humbling, because at the time all the music press was just like, these guys are a joke band, these guys are just poo-poo PB jokes and everything else, and largely we were, and that's cool.
Well, you didn't do yourself any favors with the videos, but it's also what broke you in a way, you know?
Yes, exactly. Every aspect about us that people wrote us off for was stuff that we did proudly on our own.
Yeah.
You know, we were puerile and we were idiots and we did silly videos and, you know, like, didn't rehearse for tours.
But the albums were serious business. I mean, there's some serious subject matter on that record, and you can connect to it.
Which is what's great, is because the people that got it at the time totally got it. Like, a lot of the music critics and a lot of the professionals in the music industry and things like that just wrote it off as a joke song. But the people that were coming to our shows and buying the records and everything got both sides of it. They got that we love to be silly and make jokes and have fun and mess up on stage sometimes. But they also got that we were singing from our heart and really doing something that we loved. And I love that even after so long, that album coming out in '99, people still reference that album as something that they enjoy, which is crazy.
It's really good to see you, man. And when are you off to Dublin? When's the show?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. And then a few more. And then in terms of touring, what's the rest of the year hold?
The rest of the tour, we do this tour, ending back here in London, in Brixton, 2 nights at Brixton. And then beyond that, we are talking on this tour what we want to do next. Everyone's in a really good mood. Everyone's in a really good place. We're talking about where we want to go next.
America must be chewing at the bit to see you.
America's going to have to wait a little bit, I think. I mean, I love touring America, but we've toured America twice on this album now. Yeah. Well, no, we toured America twice before this album.
Hang on, because I feel that you're going down an unpatriotic angle, so I want to give you something that makes you feel more patriotic in this conversation.
When we go back to America, we're going to go back with a brand new record, new music, new stage show, new production. It's going to be something patriotic, something we can all be proud of. How was that? Thank you very much.
Have a great rest of the tour, man.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Every time we put Hoppy Hop Hop on the show, fans go through Lally. What's up to the Blink-182 crew all around the world tuning in for that interview? Enjoy your shows in the UK. And for once in a blue moon, you get an American modern rock band above and beyond America. God bless the Queen.